What happens when your systematic attempt to advance a complex geological study traps you inside a high-stakes planetary collapse matrix under the tight surveillance of an exploding landscape, and your only hope of survival is to maintain a strict, hyper-vigilant escape strategy before a global chain reaction permanently dismantles your physical safety? In this breathlessly paced, high-stakes apocalyptic disaster thriller masterpiece of absolute structural irony, territorial paranoia, and heavy environmental friction, the traditional boundaries of standard survival fiction shatter under an avalanche of pure seismic risk calculations and hyper-vigilant tectonic boundary mechanics. The narrative follows geologist Sam Shore and volcanologist Irina Toropova, whose structured realities hit a sudden logistical wall when Mount Merriman, an extinct Alaskan peak quiet for millennia, violently roars back to life. Driven by a raw survival instinct to safeguard their lives, validate a dismissed mantle displacement theory left behind by Sam's late mother, and avoid total submission to the predatory unfolding chaos of the Anchorage Basin, they construct a desperate, hyper-vigilant plan of defense to flee a crumbling continent. The true brilliance of this fast-paced investigative apocalyptic playbook summary lies in Barker's exceptional mastery of mass-scale situational claustrophobia, localized tectonic coordination grids, and agonizing survival friction. As the protagonist duo navigate the high-pressure compromise behind ash-choked valleys and boiling rivers, their standard academic defense armor completely melts into an elite, terrifying game of pure physical and mental survival against an Earth tearing itself apart in real time. Every volcanic encounter, secure perimeter shelter scan, and localized territory boundary transaction inside the disaster zone becomes a minefield of potential exposure, exposing deep institutional blindness to ecological warnings, historic planetary cycles, and a toxic inner circle of political agencies protecting their own dark bureaucratic agendas rather than bracing for the end. Trapped in close quarters with an environment that actively monitors their level of fatigue to shield its own destructive power, Sam and Irina must maintain absolute operational precision. The atmosphere crackles with an intense, slow-burning tension as their unhinged survive the ash storms and expose the planetary pattern protective instincts flare back to life, forcing a final high-pressure alliance where a single mismanaged tactical evacuation or broken path means the absolute execution of their final defenses. For hard-boiled relationship procedurals, dark environmental disaster mechanics, and fiercely resilient underdog enthusiasts who live for complex, multi-layered plots handled with narrative precision, this debut volume delivers an unputtable listening experience where all ordinary safety nets vanish completely.